All right, Sean, so we're back here at the garage, and one of the very first things that when we went through the car, we rewired the whole thing. You know, we had a couple scares with some potential fires, electrical fires that could have happened. You know, after we took that engine harness out, we were able to see a lot of melted wires, just stuff that you're not too excited about seeing.
Right. Yeah.
So we, you know, Sean rewired everything, and then we ended up switching from the Elite 8500,
2000,
or the 2000, and we upgraded to the Nexus R3.
Yep.
And so, do you want to explain why?
Yeah. So this is actually Haltech's newest engine management product. This is the Nexus R3. This is the lesser model of the R5, but all around feature-wise, exactly the same unit, just a little less outputs and inputs than the R5. I actually recommend this over the R5 for a street car, simply for the fact that if you add this, plus honestly you could go to 2 PDMs and you're still at the same price point as an R5, and you inherently will have more power outputs. And for a street car, there are a lot of creature comforts, a lot of different things that need power, more so than just a plain old stripped down race car. So going that way, whether you just do 1 PDM or 2 PDMs, obviously 2 PDMs puts you right around the same cost as an R5, but once again, you have way more outputs, and you in turn, each PDM has inputs that you can use, and that allows you to do all of the different things that you need. And so for a street car, for most users, the R3 is most definitely the way to go. What a VCU is, it's actually a vehicle control unit. So it not only does it control the engine, but it does control the power for the engine. When I say power, I mean the 12-volt power, the battery power. And why is this like a nice thing or convenient thing? This car doesn't have any relays. You get rid of all of those. And essentially, it narrows down and simplifies a system. It allows you to actually be able to diagnose issues from one control suite, which is the Haltech NSP software. All around, it gives you a very, how do I want to put this, complete system that you can easily diagnose problems from and understand what's going on with your vehicle. This also does allow you to program different things. You can do fun things. You can make lights that dim. You can do all sorts of different things that you would normally have to either have multiple relays or some weird switches or different boxes. This kind of really narrows it down to almost in a way it's more advanced, but it is simpler.
And then you're able to log in with it via Wi-Fi, right? I mean, you're
correct.
You
So
don't have to plug in.
Yep. So these units right here, I don't have the antenna on this one, but they actually do have Wi-Fi. Another really cool thing here, it's not quite out yet. It's coming out here hopefully in June, July. Mohammed's actually going to be able to take logs from his cell phone, and then he can just email me the logs as if he's having a problem, which is pretty cool feature.
That's super,
So he can also be more self-aware. You know, if there is a check engine light or a flag, he can actually just look it up on a phone. Technically speaking, it does give the user full control. You could technically tune the car from your phone, at least that's what we're told. So probably not recommended, but it would still be something fun to do for shits and giggles, how they say. But yes, so all the Nexus units have Wi-Fi. They come with, this particular unit has 4 25 amp circuits and has 6 8 amp circuits. Those 8 amp circuits can be used as half bridges. What that means is, what a half bridge is, it can go full negative and full positive. What that's primarily used for in a lot of circumstances is, a good example is the drive-by-wire motor. You can also control things like exhaust flaps and any type of thing that you want to open and close. You can use that are within that 8 amp circuits. You can control with that. In Mohammed's car, he does have a PDM 16 as well, and we just utilize that because it is a street car, and we are trying to provide as many of the factory features that came with the car as possible. There are some sacrifices here or there that we have to do, but for the most part, it does cover everything for, like I said, significantly less price than a Nexus R5.
Okay. And then just talk about like where we mounted it.
Yeah. So with it being stripped down and getting rid of the factory heater box and all the heater controls, we more or less have we have a nice big space on the firewall for the ECU, the PDM 16. This allowed us to wire everything conveniently underneath the dash, and so that there is still more space beyond that, which we were speaking earlier about, or we do intend to potentially utilize a water to Freon cooler for his AC system, depending on our space constraints on the car. That hasn't fully been decided yet, but it is something that we are considering. And then beyond that, the battery is in the bins in the back. He has a MSD solid state relay that was actually previous on the car. We had no problems with utilizing that. It does eat up some of the outputs on the R3, but for the packaging and the amount of fuel delivery that we have with the car, it is the way to go. I will say this, if we were starting from scratch, we probably would have went with a brushless setup, and we wouldn't have used the MSD setup, but we are trying to stay within some sort of budget, and not have to redo the entire car.
Exactly.
But the fuel system, we did actually resolve a few problems that we had determined, and the biggest problem that we had was a safety issue, that the track, just in general, even if it's really a non-sanctioned racing event or anything like that, they really don't like having fuel in the cabin. And previously it did have that, and there's no firewall in these cars, and so we had gotten a different radium setup, and we fit all 3 of his Walbro pumps in there. They are staged, so they're not on the entire time. 1 pump is on all the time, and then 2 of them come on during boost.
Gotcha.
And that's obviously all controlled by the Haltech.
So now with the R3 and the new app eventually coming out, so when we're at the track, you won't necessarily have to have a laptop on your lap anymore.
That's correct. So you'll be able to bust out your phone and do a log and send it off. And or if you are a user that partakes in changing things on their own car, you can do it with your phone. You got something in your pocket. You don't have to have a laptop flopping around.
All right, so thanks again for watching the entire video, guys. Thanks again, Sean, for spending some time with us, sitting down, kind of going through what the Haltech R3 can bring, what it does in the market, and excited to see what it does for the car. With that being said, looking forward to the next episode. More exciting stuff is to ensue, so please stay tuned for that. I will see you guys on the next video. Peace in the Middle East. Later.